Kospi is kaboom, my friends. This thing is kaboom. Let's take a look at in this video. What is Kospi doing? This thing is just as if there is just no floor for it, right? But a lot of good stuff that we'll talk about. Again, we all anticipated this would very much happen because price action has been on the decline, and we are just seeing a continuation of that. Now, having said that, well, we'll take a look at SK Hynix as well. Like, this is also just collapsing. It's at like pretty much making a next leg lower, and we might be pretty much making that $1 million zone that I was telling you that, hey, if we get there, that will be, at least for me, amazing. But we'll talk about that in just a second. Samsung also continuing its collapse, unstoppable, well, to the downside, unfortunately, and no sign for a comeback. Now, I did a video in the morning on my YouTube channel talking about Micron and Sandisk and all, and I was telling how this may very well affect the sentiment of Kospi, the sell-off continuation today that we are seeing, like Sandisk and all. This will affect the sentiment of Kospi later today. We did see Micron getting bought up, not as if changing the structure, but it just got bought up at least for the day, but it's in the post market already. Well, overnight session, $30 down. So yeah, a lot to talk about in this video, guys. So with that, I want to let you know, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So let's start off with Kospi. So as you are aware that we never turned overall structural bullish here, right? 7,050 we kept rejecting. That was the area, whereas if we can regain above that, stabilize, that will turn it around to the upside. And that never happened. What it means then? Our overall structure continues to take precedence and we continue to go lower. Now, excuse me, this zone 6,000 area that I have said, this is a prominent area where we have to see the price action. Just because it touches there, I told you, it's not a buy just because it touches there. And because it doesn't have to hold, but this is the zone where we can expect price action to react the most. And just like we had a reaction quite a lot up here, right? Rebound, rejection. Important zones is what we have to read and understand. My tools marks all these levels automatically for you. Get access to my tools from the description of this video. You will also get access to my DRAM portfolio if you happen to join my trading tools plus stocks coverage membership. Don't miss out on the opportunities ahead of us. All right, so anyways, now this thing right now, yes, we are watching price action here, but right now there is no floor on this. It is in the decline. It can continue lower even to 5,950 area, right? 200 days moving average for a reference, but it doesn't mean it's a buy here. We have to still see the price action, but we are approaching that for a reference. Hourly interval, nothing to see here, guys. Collapse continues. All right, kaboom. All right, let's move on to SK Hynix. Now, SK Hynix is in the decline. We can also take a look at the Korean real-time financial market data, and which is still 12% down. 1,600,000, pretty much almost where the price is, okay, on the trading view as well, which is 10 minutes delayed on SK Hynix and Samsung, but it is just at par pretty much, not much of a difference. Okay, so what the thing is, just like how I explained you, Kospi, SK Hynix never regained any bullish structure up at that zone of 2,040,000, and thus overall structure takes precedence. And since we didn't see a confirmation of a bottom here because that was the break of the zone above, overall structure taking precedence, continuing a next leg lower. Now, this, I have been telling you that, hey, if we can get to 1 million, that will be like, okay, all the doubts are gone then if we have any more downside left. Just because it comes down, that doesn't mean it's a buy, but that's one of the zones where it's a discount. And just, but discount can get discounted more, okay? So discounter, I just made up a word. That's the way to, yes, let's add that into dictionary. Discount can get discounter, okay? So yeah, all right. So yeah, 1 million around is where we may be heading down, and I'm looking forward to it actually. Why so? Well, join my DRAM portfolio, okay? So, all right, so yeah, it's in the decline, so nothing really changes here, guys, okay? And SK Hynix on the US side also was really breaking, and in the post market it's a little bit already down, but we'll take a look at it. We'll get back to it. We'll take a round trip over there as well. Let's talk about Samsung first. Samsung also approaching that very zone of my interest, but just because it's stretching there doesn't mean it's a buy. Let's refresh the page. 10% down, yep, and here also it's 10% down. So all right, so yeah, Samsung also, you know, declining. Nothing changes, guys. Okay, now this is your near-term structural another resistance zone, because we are making a next leg lower. That zone is still important, but we don't need to focus on that because we have made a next leg lower. So I'm going to get rid of that. Let me revisit SK Hynix. Similarly, this near-term significant level is your zone to focus on that now. So that's something to look at. And yeah, Kospi also, this we are already at that zone. So anyways, let's get back to Samsung. So yeah, this thing also has a room to come down to the bottom part of 208 and 9,000 area, and yeah, so right now it's in the decline. We may even slip lower, maybe test some hugging with 200 days moving average, but this is the zone where we want to see a price action a little bit, as if it stabilized and all. But then it's just because it's also stabilized, so just because it touches it and just because it's stabilized doesn't mean it's a buy. We still have to see some extra confirmation. I'll talk about it when that happens. Right now it's in the decline. All right, let's go over to Micron overnight session 867. Let's get to the hourly interval. So where are we with that, right? So we were already bearish. I have told you over the weekend as well, 950 below, nothing you can do. It's going to remain negative. So 867 is right here. So technically it hasn't lost the next leg lower. So again, I don't know how much good you will feel about that, because it can lose that tomorrow. So the thing is that as if lose 830, we are looking at 649. Okay, so and Sandisk, let's take a look at the overnight session, also collapsing. And the problem with Sandisk was that they even, like Micron, did a rebound, well, at least got a little bit bought up better. Sandisk just like, no, I can't, I'm tired, I'm too heavy, right? So Sandisk continued to just make a next leg, almost about to make a next leg lower, which again, as I have been telling you, this is the next zone that then we'll be focusing on. Let me actually make it a big, good zone so that you can take a look at it. And it's a zone right now. So let's take a look at the hourly interval, and let's see where with the overnight session, where are we? 1220 right over here. Okay, well, just testing again, just the pretty much the bottom of the day here. That's where the price is. We may see a bounce tomorrow, but that will be only if we get above 1324. If we get above that, then it can at least bounce for a day, because just because it's so extended, but confirmation is above this significant level zone, just a bounce though, nothing more than that. But hey, if it doesn't do it, get prepared for a flash continuation. All right, let's take a look at SK Hynix. It already fell so much now. Yeah, post my overnight is still also at 138, still declining. So yeah, all breaking lower. Seagate also is 794 in the overnight session, so just right over here, about to lose its the zone from where it made a round trip up and then down. So I talked about to you guys this scenarios already. So if it doesn't hold yellow zone tomorrow, well, we are pretty much looking at $700 on this thing. All right, let's get to Nvidia. Nvidia 194. Okay, it's still in that zone here, but this is no longer an overall like a support. It's just a zone now, because it got weaker at 204. So once the multi-day weakness happens, the original overall structural, yes, it can still act as a support, but you don't want to see with such a big flush candle losing a multi-day level and losing then more significant level within a day. Yeah, there is less likelihood that it's gonna excuse me, it's less likelihood of it being a stronger support at this point. AMD KABOOM 479, guys, here it is in the overnight session. This one, as you know, liquidity grab hasn't let it go up, so I have been telling you this, right? So anyways, guys, so things are not getting better. Just the time before wrapping up, Kospi is just continuing much lower again. So yeah, there is no wick down because it's all body. Okay, so yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. Looks like yeah, memory is going down. We do have, look, we do have tech stocks earnings this week, big tech stocks. Can they do something? Well, not sure, guys, because Intel also failed. It tried to go up in the earnings, but then it failed. So even Google said it's gonna do a lot of spending right next year, but memory is still not picking up. Tesla also is gonna spend a lot on infrastructure, but memory stocks are still not picking up. So, but it's not all over yet. Okay. Anyways, I am managing a DRAM portfolio with my members. Join my Trading Tools Plus Stocks Coverage membership, and with that you will get free DRAM. Details are in the description of this video if that interests you. With that, I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.